Today we have the most underrated, unappreciated Swiss watch house in the world at only 35 years young. But their resume is so impressive that it's kinda unbelievable that they are infants in watchmaking. They got over 30 truly in-house calibers, developed and conceived, produced and assembled, all in their atelier. And those in-house calibers are not your basic in-house calibers. One is, of course, the legendary, monolithic, a groundbreaking, history-making movement, the FC810. They got the world timer, they got a tourbillon perpetual calendar, the FC975, and they even have a flyback chronograph. FC is worthy of your attention, so let me introduce the all-new Frederic Constant High Life Chronograph Limited Edition. This one has 1,888 units. And guess what? We got an incredible number here. Kavar Jewelers always gets the best numbers. We got number 777. Now, right off the bat, you can see we got a beautiful panda chronograph, but it's not the typical black and white, it's blue and white. We got the globe motif engraved on that white dial, symbolizing the world and harmony. When I look at this flat white dial, I know it's an FC. It has that classic, clean look, and I'm a big fan of it. If this was a sunray dial, I don't know. I don't think it would work. This just has class. And I love that about FC. The watch case looks like a tonneau style, like a barrel, with rounded off high polished sides, flat brushed tops, a simple yet elegant case. Even the way they did that concave design element where the lugs normally would be. This blue panda is a sapphire sandwich. We got double dome on top, flat on the bottom with blue anti-reflective coating. Normally I ding it, I don't like blue AR, but on this white and blue panda, you know what? I think it works. And it's not a cheap AR coating. The crown has coarse knurling. It's a push-pull crown coming in at 6.7 millimeters, and I find it hard to wind the watch. I don't know if it's the movement, but the grip, even though it's a decent size, the grip is not good enough on the crown. I think they should have made fine knurling or coin edge. We got rounded off corners, rectangular shape, inverted pump style pushers. These are probably the coolest looking pushers. It's beautifully done, and the case back is screw on. It's not a screw down case back. There's 4 screws. With those 3 elements, I'm expecting splash proof. But you know what? This watch has 100 meters of water resistance. Wow, that's amazing, confidence inspiring, a true sports chronograph. Very nice. Now let's do those measurements. I got 41 millimeters even. Secret measurement, this one surprised me, 34.5 millimeters. So we got a large dial here. I think it's gonna wear like a 42, but under the edge of the sapphire is that blue chapter ring. So that does shrink the visual appearance of that dial. But I'm gonna still say it wears larger than its size indicates. The thickness I got, including that double domed sapphire, 14.2 millimeters. With these rounded off sides, it wears great, but I wish they made it a mechanical movement, no automatic. Take off that rotor, it would come in at about 12.9. And man, would that be a game changer. It has 60 hours of power reserve. You don't really need an automatic. Anyways, we got no drilled lugs and a lug to lug of 44.2. Very compact because there are actually no lugs. And all 3 bracelets that come with this watch, the rubber strap, this gorgeous navy blue crocodile leather, and the bracelet are all 25.5 millimeters and taper down aggressively to 18. So fantastic proportions, they thought of everything, and they're all quick release, very easy to quick swap. I don't think there's going to be any aftermarket options, so FC is taking care of you from the get-go with 3 different options. The bracelet is an H-link with rounded off brushed flanks, high polish, flat centers. The articulation on the bracelet is nearly perfect. I'm gonna ding the fact that it's a butterfly clasp with no micro adjust, and the fact that it only closes one way. So that's a negative. But that is because of the FC crest, the shield logo on the clasp. So it's nice that it's there, but it does make closing it a little bit more difficult. The bracelet is sized via pins and collars. I looked under a loop, they're not screws. There are no arrows for direction, so I believe it can come out either way. Now onto the functions. This one is a 12-hour chronograph, which I love. So at the 6 o'clock, that's the 12-hour subdial, and at the 3 o'clock, that's your 30-minute subdial, and at the 9 o'clock, that is your running seconds subdial. All three are a rich navy blue with white printed text for excellent legibility. We got applied baton indices, double marker at 12, and the 369. They have the subdials, but they still get mini applied indices. The symmetry is on point, except for that framed date window between the 4 and 5 o'clock indices. All the hands are completely high polished, but the baton hour and minute have loom. Now let's check out the loom. The loom is disappointing on the applied hour markers. It seems like it's C1. So it is Swiss Superluminova, but it's weak on the hour indices, a little bit better on the hands. It may look brighter on the camera. Now let's check out the performance. Some people may consider this in-house because Lajou Perret is owned by Citizen, which owns Frederic Constant. But Frederic Constant themselves do not consider this in-house. They do not list it under their manufacturer calibers that they are so very proud of. But that doesn't mean this is not a great movement. Think of it as a redone Valjoux drop-in replacement that may be a little bit better. This one is a 28.8 VPH smooth sweep 26 joules hack hand wind automatic column wheel chronograph. It does not have a vertical clutch. It has a horizontal clutch with 60 hours of power reserve based on the L110 movement from LJP. But look at those numbers, incredible accuracy, well done. So I flashed the price earlier, $37.95 USD. And that's the biggest problem because the Longines Big Eye is a lot cheaper and it's got the Pilot Aviation history, but it only has 30 meters of water resistant and it's basically the same movement based on the Valjoux 12-hour, 30-minute subdials. I know a lot of publications and even I said it has a vertical clutch. Well, I saw a schematic of the movement. It's horizontal, just like this one. So they're both column wheels. The FC does have an advantage with the 100 meters of water resistance and the sapphire display caseback, and you are getting 2 straps and a bracelet. With the Longines, you're only getting a leather strap, no display caseback. But with all that being said, I do think that the FC needs to become more aggressive with their pricing, make people turn their heads to give the brand a little bit more momentum because their parent company owns LJP, so they should be able to get these movements for dirt cheap, and they should use that as an advantage to lower their watches prices just a bit. Come in at that Big Eye price, but give me the extra straps, give me the sapphire case back, then we're talking. But guys, if you're still here and you love chronographs, I got 2 videos on the right of your screen right now that you'll love. And I'll see you in the next one.